Hi, this is Dr. Angela Wright Lacey. I pray that today, so far, is being blessed. I just wanted to chime in for a minute. Didn't have really much to talk about today, but just wanted to make sure I chimed in. I'm hoping today is a day of reflection. Though we're moving around, some are going to church, some are going to maybe different gatherings, events, but I'm hoping that today was a day of reflection. Even if it was a moment where you didn't have a long period of time to sit by yourself, but you just had a moment. And in that moment, you were able to reflect on even the things that you're doing today. Was it worth it? When you went to church, did you get something out of it? When you went to the birthday party, were you happy to be there? When you went to your son's baseball game or football game, did you really enjoy yourself? Or were you wishing you could be somewhere else? I ask myself these questions. A lot of times I can find myself doing things, but I'm not really connected with the moment. So I reflect and I ask myself, why am I doing it? Did I get something out of it? Was the time used, was it beneficial? Or do we get caught up in doing things out of repetition, or it's what's expected of us? We're being people pleasers and just do not know how to say no. So then we get upset, frustrated. This is a time when we must sit down and really reflect on the things we do each and every day. I enjoy exercising my muscle. And this muscle is just a 2-letter word. N-O. No. And I recall when I had started doing this, exercising this muscle, I'm thinking I was in my early teens. And I remember the first time I said no. And boy, let me tell you, my body went through so many emotions. I could just feel it. It's a weird feeling that I know that I get. You know, you get the sinking in your stomach when you say the word no, because the person on the opposite side that's wanting you to do something, whatever that something might be, it's like nervous. But I would say no. And I decided to keep exercising that muscle. Because if you don't exercise, because when we exercise, we're exercising a muscle, and then if you exercise a muscle, after a while you will get the results that you're looking for, and then it's like, oh wow, this is so cool. And then when you go to the gym, it's so easy to just get into your routine. Nothing distracts. And in spite of, I know how I'm feeling that day, I still work out the muscle. So as I continue exercising, and I call it the muscle, no, I found it easier for me to do. I found it very much easier for me to just say no. And then what helped me also to be able to say no is really looking at how, you meet people, and they can be in your family, they can be friends, and you've done a lot for them. I mean, you're thinking your homegirls, homeboy, this is my best aunt, uncle. But then you find yourself asking for a favor, or you're asking something. And let me tell you, it's easy for them to say, no, I'm not going to do that. I cannot do that. I won't do that. So as I began to really think how easy it is for someone to tell me no, then I'll sit back and go, And now, mind you, I'm young right now. I'm younger, older now, but back in my early teens, well, I would say around 19 years old, I started this exercise with the no word. And how important is the individual than me? So now, if they can say no to me without a drop of a hat, just no, not even thinking about it, then I for sure can love myself enough and not put myself in situations where I don't want to be in the first place. I should be okay with telling the individual or individuals no. So that was my moment of reflection. This is my moment of reflection, and I'm asking you to take the time to reflect. Reflect on how you're spending your time, and I would love if you can take a moment to listen to how you're spending your time, taking a look at your time. And that's the same as saying reflect. Reflect on how you're spending your time. Do you want to go? You can have some pressing moments going on. Like I recall during my time of writing my dissertation, and I had all these other things going on, invitations. It was just so much going on that could have been a distraction from what I was doing. So I had to really sit and reflect on what is really important. Well, it was definitely important for me to complete my dissertation, because I consider it as a one round bout. I won't go into that, but I just like to say that one round bout for whatever reason. Not having too many chances at completing it. But then you know how you have individuals that's kind of pressuring you to do what they want you to do. Well, I had to make a decision that was more important to me. And that is a part of my dream, a part of my goal, a part of my objective. So last year, I used the word no quite often. If for some reason you do not really know how to engage in exercising the muscle no, or starting to even say no, you have to start somewhere. I know it's a little scary, especially some individuals that are kind of authoritative, our parents, job, work. It's not easy, but you have to start somewhere. And back to what I was saying, if you are really not sure how to start off, I would suggest, I always say, seek wise counsel. It's very important, because somewhere in there, which is, when I say in there, meaning inside of your self, it's a reason why you're not able to move forward with saying no. And then you're not comfortable with saying no. So then I would definitely say, seek wise counsel, talk to someone, because I've met people where they're not able to say no and get caught up in so much. And they are get angry because they're caught up in doing things they really don't want to do. And so with that anger comes bitterness, and I'm sure there's other elements or that goes along with it. And we cannot allow individuals to take advantage of, because I've seen this too, take advantage of us because we lack the strength to just use the 2-letter word N-O. I'm not sure, once again, what you were doing today. I hope that whatever you were engaging in today is something that you truly, wholeheartedly wanted to do, and it was just not like, I'm doing this to satisfy someone else. That's the worst thing. That's an experience that I've experienced it, and that's why I can speak about it, because I don't like the feeling. And a lot of times, if I'm just doing it to satisfy someone, I'm not happy. I'm not even happy doing it. And so what's the purpose of me doing something half-heartedly? And I really enjoy doing whatever I'm doing to the best of my ability, although I know I'll make mistakes. And when I record, there's times I may make a mistake. There's times I might stumble, I have my little furry friend here, and sometimes he's doing a little much, and so I get a little distracted. But I'm human, and we're human, and we're not perfect. So if I make a mistake, I'm just human. And there's nothing wrong with being human. But it's everything wrong with individuals taking advantage of others who's just not either capable, not ready to, want to be accepted, want to be pleasing, to say the word no. It's really time to reflect. Reflect on whatever you do each and every day. Reflect. Do I really want to be here? Am I really connected to the moment? Or is it causing me frustration, anger, bitterness, drudgery? We need to reflect. And if for some reason what I just labeled, some of the issues labeled, if for some reason that's what we're experiencing, then we definitely need to sit down and understand why, or try to understand why aren't we okay with our decision for engaging in different events? Or why do I have such a problem with exercising the muscle no? And if there's a problem, how can I strengthen it? How can I get strength in it and feel good about it? Because no one can rush you into doing something. You have got to take it slow. That's what I did when I was younger. I just started slow. No. And I continued on. And still to this day, if I do not want to do something, I've learned it so well now. There's times I don't even think about it. So let's take the time to reflect. Reflect on why we do what we do. And are we connected to the moment? And I know some moments we just can't get around. And those are the moments, I would say, when we're dealing with our children, when we have to show up as parents, and I'm sure it's other moments. But I'm really talking about more than just showing up. I'm talking about reflecting on our time, reflecting on how we spend our time, reflect on those moments where we could have exercised the word no and experienced peace, not getting caught up in things that, sometimes when you don't exercise no, you end up going places you don't want to go. You end up spending money you don't want to spend. There's a lot that goes on when we don't exercise it. We get caught up in a lot of stuff. And then there's a lot of regret and bitterness. Once again, I have to stress it. And not only that, you can see how individuals are upset and angry. So I really would stress to you, take this time to reflect on what you're doing, why you're doing it, and exercise the muscle. I label it a muscle because you have to exercise it. So I equate it with exercising your muscle to say no. People won't die. Some might get angry. But you said a couple of times, And then after a while, people will just, some, I won't say all, they'll just stop even approaching you because you've gotten strong in that area. So they know it, well, I can't use that person anymore. I can't take advantage of that person. And sometimes people use you up because you can't say no. So it's in your benefit to learn it, exercise it, do it. And it is saying N-O, no. And we all know how to get our point across in a nice, very nice, sassy way. You don't have to be mean about it. Not at all. 2017. Let's take the time to reflect. Let's take the time to examine how we're spending our time. Are we connected? And explore your feelings. Are you frustrated? Are you angry? Are you happy about what you decided to do? Or do you really need to say the 2-letter word no? And when you're practicing this exercise, just be open and know that there's individuals around that's not going to be happy with your decision, but it's your decision. Because remember, 2017, we're loving ourselves more. We're going to do more of what makes us happy. We're going to find our happy space. We're going to seek wise counsel. We're going to get wisdom, get knowledge, get understanding. This is Dr. Angela Wright Lacey. Have a blessed rest of the day.